Hey everybody, Chris and Sarah here, life transformation and self-empowerment coaches with Soul and Wonder, and we are here yet again for a
Big topic
that we hold so closely to our hearts on positive mindset, but specifically also on the dangers of this false positivity that we as a collective have kind of clung to in this hope to raise our vibration and bypass our fears. We're here to talk about why you shouldn't in fact do that, and all of the things you can do to cultivate a true positive mindset.
This is all about positivity, but not in the way you might think.
None of that fluffy bullshit.
No. We don't want any of that fluffy bullshit. We want to take you in the trenches. And if you couldn't really tell by now, we are the shit stirrers. We are here to really stir things up, to get things moving so you can move in a true positive direction without any of the spiritual bypassing any of that stuff.
Over the past year, we've fully steeped ourselves in this realm of true positivity by bringing challenges, digital courses, group coaching, one-on-one, all of that to our clients. And let me tell you, they all mentioned how transformational it was because of the fact that they were not encouraged to sweep their fears under the rug, but were instead held and supported while they finally faced their darkness once and for all and embraced the shadow and all the beautiful things lurking in it. So when I hear the word positivity, I'm thinking like, oh, I'm happy, I'm joyful, I'm fulfilled, but in a wholesome way, in the sense that I'm also happy, grateful, joyful, and fulfilled, even when things in my life aren't happy, joyful, and fulfilling.
And it's that gratitude, it's that cultivation of that gratitude for the darkness, for the pain, for the struggle, for the challenges, because all of those, and as you'll get used to us saying, are your best teachers. And if you can look at them as teachers that are teaching you how to cultivate authentic positivity.
Yeah, it's your evolutionary catalyst, that inspires you to grow deeper into your own wholeness. And that's when we're able to open up fully to what true positivity means. Being grateful in the midst of it all, not just the good, but the bad and the ugly too. Because what is that anyway at the end of the day except our own judgment, our own perception of what is good, what is bad. When we try to just think happy thoughts, or if we start to feel negative, this happens a lot. A lot of coaches will talk about how they started to feel negative about something, but then they remembered it's just their perception, and they can just switch the light and start thinking about what they're happy about and grateful for. This is a good band-aid. It's a good band-aid for training yourself into experimenting with perception. But this does not get to the root.
And I think a lot of it has to deal with these mantras or affirmations, which are so pure and so wonderful to be able to use within your daily practice in your life. But where is that space coming from? Because if you say one thing, I am feeling grateful, is that a true statement? I am love. I love myself. I accept myself. But there may be some distance between what your body actually feels and what you're saying. And that distance, there is no authenticity in that. And so these affirmations are wonderful, but there's different ways of wording this to be able to generate that true authentic positivity we're talking about.
Exactly. Like tweaking the mantra, tweaking the affirmation to saying, I'm learning to see myself as beautiful. I'm learning to love myself every day. I'm discovering that I am whole and complete and enough. Those words help close that gap and create a more authentic journey. But when we just try to think happy thoughts, we deny other parts of ourselves that are just as important as the happy thoughts. And that's our shadow. That's the parts of us that we've been ashamed of or afraid of, that we have pushed into the basement or under the bed, that we refuse to look at. And the problem when we do that, we fragment ourselves. And then we don't understand it, but we start to feel incomplete. When you have all of that shadow lurking in the darkness, then it just builds up, and builds up. And all of this false positivity, you couldn't trick yourself with words and happy thoughts enough to try to overcompensate for that shadow. You have to actually face it and embrace it.
And it's almost like that thing is lurking in the background, and it's just going to continue to creep closer until you face it dead on and you look it in the eyes and say, okay, this is the time to move into this space. And I can promise you, at the end of that road is this beautiful unfoldment that will happen and continue to happen as you go deeper into that.
So one thing that I find really beneficial for cultivating true positivity is when you're feeling at your worst, or you're feeling anger, shame, frustration, disappointment, whatever it is that has you down. First and foremost, see it for what it is and say, I'm feeling angry right now, and it's okay that I'm feeling angry right now. You don't have to validate your emotions necessarily by, pumping yourself up saying, well, I'm angry because. You just pull yourself out and say, I'm feeling angry and it's okay. I love myself even in this moment that I'm feeling anger. And when you can see it and embrace it, give it a little hug, you start to realize that in this moment, you have an opportunity to teach yourself something about yourself. That inspires gratitude because you're using that anger to learn. And when you feel like you get something out of it, you become grateful. When you feel grateful, you have a smile on your face, even if things are falling apart around you.
When we banish that anger or that fear to the side and we continue to push it away because we don't want to see it, the stronger it's going to come. The more you resist something, the more it's going to continue to show up until you actually allow it and open your heart to it for it to come move through you 100%.
Let the emotion move through you. Tune into your body. Where do you feel it? What does it feel like? What's the trigger point? Get curious. Get deep into it. Does that come from a limiting belief about yourself that you may have created from childhood? Who knows? But all of this is a learning opportunity.
Yeah, an opportunity to grow as much as you can into your truest self.
If you heard the little pigeon sound, it's our beautiful companion.
We got a little baby on our hands.
E.T. She's just 4 months old. So when you're able to accept and love all parts of yourself, that's when thinking happy thoughts no longer becomes a band-aid. It just becomes another part of yourself. You don't judge the days when you're feeling negative, and you don't judge the days when you're feeling positive. You embrace it all. And that's the beauty about true positivity and positive mindset. And when you can operate from that point, you'll take risks because you're not afraid of the failure. You will challenge yourself to grow and leave your comfort zone. You will thrive because you're happy to embrace all of it.
If you like this video and all of our other videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button below if you haven't done so already. And we look forward to the next time.
See you next week.